Many Americans haven't had the chance to set foot in Russia, let alone spend a decent chunk of time there. So naturally, their perceptions of the country often stem from what they see on the news. Sure, staying updated with current events via the news is crucial, yet it can also brew up a storm of fear and stereotypes, blown way out of proportion. The news tends to lean towards the negative and the political. But guess what? The daily life in Moscow didn't quite match up with the headlines. Welcome to Jet Set Voyager. In this video, we'll take you on a trip to Russia and show you what it feels like to live there. Russia is as diverse as it is immense, stretching across the easternmost part of Europe and the northernmost reaches of Asia. This vast landmass boasts the world's fourth longest coastline, spanning over 37,653 kilometers. Situated between latitudes 41 and 82 degrees north and longitudes 19 degrees east and 169 degrees west, Russia extends a staggering 9,000 kilometers from east to west and 2,500 to 4,000 kilometers from north to south. To put it into perspective, Russia's landmass is larger than 3 continents and shares a surface area comparable to Pluto. The country is home to 9 major mountain ranges, primarily located in the southern regions. These include the Caucasus Mountains, housing Mount Elbrus, the highest peak in both Russia and Europe, and the Altai, Sayan, and Eastern Siberian Mountains. The Ural Mountains serve as a boundary between Europe and Asia and are renowned for their rich mineral deposits. Notably, Russia is bordered by 3 oceans, connecting it to numerous seas and islands such as Novaya Zemlya, Franz Josef Island, and the Kuril Islands. The country boasts an extensive network of rivers with over 100,000 coursing through its terrain. Lake Baikal stands out as the crown jewel, holding 1/5 of the world's fresh surface water and earning titles for being one of the deepest, purest, oldest, and most capacious freshwater lakes globally. The Volga River, often hailed as Russia's national river, ranks as Europe's longest, while the Siberian rivers of Ob, Yenisei, Lena, and Amur stand among the world's longest waterways. Russia's expansive size and the isolation of many regions from the sea contribute to the prevalence of a humid continental climate across much of the country, except for the tundra and the extreme southwest. Mountain ranges in the south and east act as barriers to warm air masses from the Indian and Pacific Oceans, while the European plain in the west and north exposes it to influences from the Atlantic and Arctic Oceans. The majority of northwest Russia and Siberia experience a subarctic climate characterized by extremely harsh winters, particularly in the inner regions of northeast Siberia, where temperatures plummet to record lows. The vast coastline along the Arctic Ocean and the Russian Arctic Islands exhibit a polar climate. However, the coastal areas of Krasnodar Krai on the Black Sea, including Sochi and parts of the North Caucasus, enjoy a humid subtropical climate with mild, wet winters. In East Siberia and the Russian Far East, winters are typically drier compared to summers, while other regions witness more uniform precipitation throughout the year. Snowfall is common during winter across much of the country, with some areas experiencing oceanic climates in the westernmost parts of Kaliningrad Oblast and certain southern regions. Regions along the lower Volga and Caspian Sea coast, along with some southern parts of Siberia, possess a semi-arid climate. Generally, Russia experiences only 2 distinct seasons, winter and summer, with brief transitions between spring and autumn. January stands as the coldest month, February along the coastline, while July typically marks the warmest period. Wide temperature fluctuations are typical, with summers occasionally reaching sweltering levels even in Siberia. Russia operates within a market economy, boasting vast natural resources, particularly in oil and natural gas. It ranks 9th globally in terms of nominal GDP and 6th by PPP. The service sector leads the economic landscape, contributing 62% to total GDP, followed by industry at 32%, while agriculture makes up the smallest slice at 5%. Officially, Russia maintains a low unemployment rate of 4.1%, with foreign exchange reserves ranking 5th worldwide at $540 billion and a labor force of approximately 70 million, the 6th largest globally. As the 13th largest exporter and 21st largest importer globally, Russia heavily relies on revenues generated from oil and gas-related taxes and export tariffs, constituting 45% of federal budget revenues in January 2022 and up to 60% of exports in 2019. Despite having one of the lowest levels of external debt among major economies, Russia grapples with significant income and wealth inequality, standing among the highest among developed nations. Moreover, regional disparity remains a pressing issue. Following a period of rapid economic growth in the post-Soviet era, fueled by high oil prices and increased foreign exchange reserves and investment, Russia's economy faced setbacks with the onset of the Russo-Ukrainian War and the annexation of Crimea in 2014. The imposition of Western sanctions further strained the economy. The subsequent Russian invasion of Ukraine in 2022 led to intensified sanctions and corporate boycotts, marking Russia as the most sanctioned country globally. The sanctions, termed an all-out economic and financial war, aim to isolate the Russian economy from the Western financial system. Consequently, the Russian government ceased publishing economic data in April 2022. And economists anticipate enduring repercussions on the Russian economy due to the sanctions. Tourism in Russia is a vibrant and diverse industry, attracting millions of visitors from around the globe each year. In 2018, Russia ranked as the 16th most visited country worldwide and the 10th most visited in Europe, with over 24.6 million visits recorded. The country's international tourism receipts amounted to $11.6 billion, highlighting the economic significance of the tourism sector, which contributed approximately 4.8% to Russia's total GDP in 2019. For travelers exploring Russia, there are numerous iconic destinations and experiences to discover. One popular route is the Golden Ring of Russia, featuring ancient cities steeped in history and culture. Cruises along majestic rivers like the Volga offer picturesque views and serene journeys. Adventurous travelers can embark on hikes in the Caucasus Mountains or embark on the legendary Trans-Siberian Railway, a once-in-a-lifetime expedition spanning the vastness of Russia. Among Russia's most visited landmarks are the iconic Red Square, the opulent Peterhof Palace, the historic Kazan Kremlin, the serene Trinity Lavra of St. Sergius, and the breathtaking Lake Baikal. Moscow, the dynamic capital, captivates visitors with its blend of classical and Soviet-era architecture, world-class ballet, and modern skyscrapers. St. Petersburg, the imperial capital, is enchanted with its classical landmarks, cathedrals, museums, and the magical phenomenon of the White Nights. Russia boasts an array of renowned museums, including the State Russian Museum, the State Hermitage Museum, and the Tretyakov Gallery. The country's theaters, such as the Bolshoi and the Mariinsky, showcase exquisite performances and cultural richness. The Moscow Kremlin and the St. Basil's Cathedral stand as iconic symbols of Russia's cultural heritage, drawing visitors from near and far. With its rich history, diverse landscapes, and cultural treasures, Russia offers a wealth of experiences for travelers seeking adventure, exploration, and cultural immersion. From bustling cities to serene natural wonders, Russia invites visitors to uncover its storied past and vibrant present. Russia's cultural landscape and social norms can be quite distinct from those found in other European countries. Despite being geographically situated in Europe, Russia maintains a unique identity that sets it apart from its European counterparts. One of the notable aspects of Russian culture is the language barrier. Unlike many other European countries where English is widely spoken, Russia stands out for its prevalence of the Russian language. For foreigners, navigating daily interactions can be challenging, with communication barriers sometimes leading to frustration and misunderstandings. Cultural norms in Russia also differ in various aspects of daily life. For instance, experiences in restaurants may vary, with instances where waitstaff may express displeasure if customers order excessively. In public spaces like queues, personal space is often minimal, and individuals may stand closer together without hesitation. This practice can be disconcerting for those accustomed to more defined boundaries in social settings. Social interactions may also lack some of the pleasantries commonly observed in Western cultures. Expressions of politeness such as please and thank you may not be as frequently used, which can be surprising for visitors accustomed to these social niceties. However, it's essential to recognize that cultural norms surrounding politeness and etiquette vary significantly across different societies. Additionally, the lack of diversity in certain Russian cities, such as Moscow, can be noticeable to visitors. While major cities worldwide often boast multicultural populations, Moscow may feel predominantly Russian in its demographics and atmosphere. This sense of homogeneity can contrast with the vibrant multicultural ambiance found in other international cities, contributing to a unique cultural experience. Russian cuisine is characterized by its staple ingredients and traditional flavors, which may surprise those expecting more international fare. From pickled foods to beets, mushrooms, dill, and buckwheat, Russian cuisine often revolves around these familiar elements. Even restaurants boasting international menus often incorporate these Russian staples into their dishes, showcasing the country's culinary traditions. While the cuisine may not always offer the spice or variety found in other international cuisines, finding food in Russia is rarely a challenge. Despite rumors of empty grocery store shelves, fresh fruits and vegetables are readily available, albeit with a somewhat limited selection compared to what some may be accustomed to. However, the abundance of food at reasonable prices ensures that individuals can sustain themselves without difficulty. Whether enjoying a hearty buckwheat dish or exploring the diverse flavors of pickled foods, Russian cuisine offers a taste of tradition and cultural heritage. While it may not always align with everyone's culinary preferences, embracing the simplicity and authenticity of Russian food can be a rewarding aspect of experiencing life in the country. If you enjoyed this video, remember to like and share it and subscribe to the channel.